welcome to Season 2, episode number 9 of Chatting with Chargers. Second to last episode that I can do that by myself. Then my buddy Adam back here will help me with the numbers. But I'm your host and producer, Thomas Maynard, here with our event coordinator and co-host.
And Relkin.
And a very, very special announcement for the first time today.
Rob Dillman.
As a what?
Full-time host.
He's full-time host, so every episode you'll be seeing this guy. So I hope you like him. And, as always, we got a guest host today. If you want to introduce yourself, your name, year, major, and what do you do here?
Hi, I'm Abbi Mancarella. I am a junior, and I'm a legal studies major, and I guess hosting this episode.
Thank you. So today we're talking about campus events.
So we're doing a little bit of interviewing about campus events. So when you hear about events, what usually makes you decide if you want to go or not?
Usually if they have like free stuff that I can get, I usually like those little incentives from departments.
Yeah, definitely. And do you feel connected to what's happening on campus right now, or a little out of the loop, and why?
It's kind of a little bit of both. I don't generally go to the events a lot, especially this semester, because I have a lot of schoolwork that I have to do. So sometimes I don't go to the campus events, but when I do go to campus events, I do feel connected because the school is really good with the communication, and
Yeah, absolutely. And what have been some of your favorite events in the past, and what did you like about them?
I want to say the Fall Fest did they even have one this year?
They did, yeah.
Okay. I didn't go to that one, but I went to the one my first year. That was really fun. We got to pie RAs, and I thought that was really fun to do because some people just don't really like their RAs, and yeah.
This is true. How do you usually find out about campus events, and what method usually gets your attention the most?
The Charlie's Daily emails, that's really good for if I just don't have any plans for the day and I want to see what's going on around campus. Also, Instagram is a really good way to learn what's happening.
Well, thank you.
This is my debut interview as a full-time host on Chatting with Chargers. I am very excited. I'm ready to get to work. So here we go. How do you usually find out about events on campus, and which method gets your attention the most, would you say?
Usually getting events on campus. My friends would tell me about it. I'll see it sometimes on the banners around campus, and sometimes Charger Connections.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you do hear about these events, what makes you decide whether you want to go, whether you don't want to go, and why?
Mainly my availability. That's primarily whether I go or not, but if my friends are going, depending on what the event is and if graduate students are allowed to go.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you feel, say, connected to what's going on campus, maybe disconnected or out of the loop, as they say?
I would say I'm a little bit out of the loop. I did my undergrad here, and I was very in the loop, and then as I turned to a graduate student, I was a bit less in the loop just because of the amount of events we have for us.
Now, what kind of events do you actually, say, like to go to, and what would convince you to check out something new?
I do like to go to all of like the big campus events that's like celebrating Family Week or celebrating Spring Week. I also like going to different smaller events. For example, recently I was just at Hillel's Shabbat dinner, and things that kind of make me want to go is the family like style and the friendships.
We have a bonus question.
Ooh.
What have been some of your favorite events in the past, if you've gone to them, and what did you like about the ones you've gone to?
I think most recently my favorite event was Hillel's Shabbat dinner. It was very, very family-oriented, and a lot of new people were there, and I was able to make so many new friends. In the past, I think a lot of the service opportunities on campus, like there was dog toy making recently, and there was blanket making as well, and I think those were really fun.
That's nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here today on Chatting with Chargers. How do you usually find out about events on campus, and which method actually gets your attention the most, and why?
I normally either look at the daily emails that get sent out and sort of scroll through those, or I follow a bunch of different clubs like ECGA, Fully Charged, a couple others on Instagram, and when they post on their stories about events going on, that's pretty useful.
Fellow Fully Charged member as well, may I add. When you do hear about events, what usually makes you decide whether or not to go to and why?
A lot of it's just timing. If it's during my classes, obviously I can't go. But also if it's events sort of focused on like community or hanging out, or if they have free food, that's always a good bonus.
Yeah, those are things that's been a common answer we've gotten so far today. Do you feel connected to what's happening on campus right now, or a little out of the loop, and why?
It takes a bit to get back into it after winter break. I feel like I'm slowly starting to become more connected. It's also just the kind of events that you're doing. So when you're going to events that's like grab and go, it feels a little less connected than when you're actually spending time with people there.
Yeah, I do prefer events that involve more on-hands things and more involvement.
Yeah, me too.
All right. What kinds of events do you actually like going to, and what would convince you to check out something new or different?
I like a lot of crafting events. I do a lot of crafting, so whenever there is that, or movie nights are pretty fun. Also events where it's more than one committee, so sometimes like for the Spring Fest, the Fall Fest, when they have all the different committees, that's really fun. Pretty much it's just what looks interesting.
Yeah, definitely fair enough. And we have a bonus question here. What have been some of your favorite campus events in the past, and what did you like about them?
So I don't know if this counts as a campus event, but a few weekends ago, my friend and I went to go see Six with Scope as the Charger excursions. That was a lot of fun. Sort of got us out of campus, got us to New York. So that was a lot of fun. Probably my other favorite event would probably be, I think Fall Fest is a lot of fun. When they have the food trucks, they have all the different tables going on and just a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah. And the scope trips count because it's through the university.
Yeah.
And again, thank you for joining us today, Cassia.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Chatting with Chargers. How do you usually find out about events on campus, and which method usually gets your attention the most, and why?
I would probably say Instagram is where I see a lot of events happening. That gets my attention because I'm on Instagram the most.
Of course, of course. When you hear about events, what usually makes you decide to go? Why or why not?
Usually events that are non-conflictive with like schedules, so probably like weekends or Fridays because a lot of people don't have classes on Fridays. And then probably ones that are open to all majors, like less restrictive.
Okay, but beyond schedules, because that's an answer everybody gives, what about the event makes you want to go?
Probably like I was saying, like inclusivity, like seeing
Okay.
people from all different like backgrounds, because a lot of clubs are like either like, based on religion or based on major or ethnicity. So like clubs that kind of like open to everyone would make me more interested.
And do you feel connected to what's happening on campus, or disconnected? Why or why not?
I would say connected because, like I was saying, there's a club for everyone. So going back to that, it is inclusive in that aspect. So I would say I feel connected. There's something for everyone here.
And what have been some of your favorite events that you've attended on campus, and why did you like them?
So I go to a lot of alumni events, mostly hosted by Dr. Chris Hands. He is in the political science department. So I like hearing back from past graduates that have come back and like can give insightful, advice about their careers.
Are you gonna come back and be the alumni at some of those events? Why or why not?
I think I definitely would, because I believe in like giving back. So giving back to the program, especially Model UN, and helping kids that were like me once.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So we're just asking some questions about events around campus. So how do you usually find out about campus events, and which method usually gets your attention the most?
I usually find out by my friends. Most of my friends are in a lot of different clubs and they love to tell me about things. But flyers, I love seeing like the catchy flyers on campus. It really catches my eye.
Yeah, absolutely. When you hear about events, what usually makes you decide whether you want to go or not?
Honestly, it's just the appeal of it. I'm always really busy with school and everything, so kind of getting away from that is my biggest break. I love to do anything fun and exciting.
Do you feel connected to what's happening on campus right now, or a little out of the loop, and why?
I feel like just because we're coming back from like winter break and everything, campus has been a little bit deader, but I think as it gets warmer, everyone's coming out, so just because of that, I've been a little out of the loop, but I'm getting back into it.
Nice. And what kinds of events do you usually like going to, and what would convince you to check out something new?
I like anything arts and crafts. Again, anything to kind of get my mind away from anything academic is a really good option. What was the second part to that? I'm so sorry.
What would convince you to check out something new?
Again, like a really catchy flyer that catches my eye. Anything bright and colorful, I'm like sold on it.
Nice. And what have been some of your favorite events on campus in the past, and what did you like about them?
I really liked when we did the whole like winter carnival thing. That was really cute. My friends are like all involved in the student government and everything, so they convinced me to go. Really fun. I'm a part of Greek Life, so we do a lot of fun events, which you guys should check out. But yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
How do you usually find out about events that go on campus, and which method gets your attention usually?
Usually word of mouth or maybe like Instagram posts from their Instagram. I'm in a sorority, so a lot of events will get shared to us at chapter and through our group chat. So that's probably the most effective for me personally.
Now, when you hear about the events, what makes you decide whether you want to go or not?
Normally it's just if it's something that I'm interested in or something that seems interesting. Like I went to the Scope event recently that was giving out like crochet kits and pillows because that seemed fun and I wanted to try and learn how to crochet.
So, do you feel connected to what's going on around campus lately, or do you feel like disconnected, out of the loop?
I definitely feel connected. I feel like I attend a lot of events. I'm also part of the marketing club, so we host a lot of events and get invited to a lot of business events. So I definitely feel like I'm active on campus.
Yeah, it's good. Now, what kind of events do you like to go to, and what would convince you to check out maybe something new?
I usually like to go to events that all of my friends are interested in so that we can all go together because sometimes it's kind of awkward if there's an event that I want to go to and no one else does and I don't want to show up alone. Definitely stuff that hobbies that I'm interested in. Like I mentioned, I was trying to learn how to crochet, so that's what made me want to go to the Scope event. Sorry, what was the second part of that question?
It was really just what would convince you to check out a new event or something different?
I think good marketing would definitely convince me to check out a new event. If I see it a lot on Instagram, if I hear people talking about it and making it sound really fun and are enthusiastic about it, that would make me want to go.
And we do have a bonus question today. What have been some of your favorite campus events in the past, and if so, what did you like about them?
Definitely the Scope event last year, the fair I think it's called, before the concert in North was a lot of fun even though it did rain, just because I really like going on rides and there were a lot of cool things to do that we don't normally get to do on campus. And then also last year, the marketing club hosted a guest speaker event, and that was really cool because I got to learn more about the field and network with professionals.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for joining us on Chatting with Chargers. How do you usually find out about events happening on campus, and what method usually gets your attention the most?
I probably just see it on Instagram or through friends.
Same, probably Instagram.
When you hear about events, what usually makes you decide to go or not go, and why?
One, it just depends who I know is going, and two, if it just looks intriguing to me.
Why not go meet new people?
I don't know, I'm not the most outgoing person, but I need at least one person I know to go with me.
No, that's fair. That's me too, you know.
The time it's at and if other people want to come with me.
That's fair. Do you feel connected to what's happening on campus? Why or why not?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I don't really know why, but I feel connected. I feel like I know what's going on and people are all nice, so no issues.
Yeah, I feel like I connect with people on campus a lot, and like everything is always like out in the open, and you're always like around it.
Okay. What kinds of events do you usually like going to, and what would entice you to go to something new?
I like sports events a lot. Just like, what else? Things I can get food from are always nice.
That's a common answer.
I can't really think of anything else.
I like the events that like there's something to do, like when they had the like mechanical pumpkin thing and like the corn maze, like an activity to do with my friends.
Okay, you guys are freshmen, so you may not have a as in-depth of an answer as other students have today. What events have you attended in your first semester or this semester that you enjoyed, and why did you enjoy them?
Well, I went to some of the football games. Those were obviously fun. I'm a big football fan. And then, like she said, I went to the corn maze, the water slide that we had, and the petting zoo. if that was something else.
I was also gonna say the petting zoo. I liked the animals. That was really fun.
What animals did you like?
The big pig.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us again here on Chatting with Chargers today. How do you usually find out about events on campus, and which method actually gets your attention the most and why?
I often find out about them through Instagram mostly, but also if I'm looking for something specific, I'll look on Charger Connection. I'm also pretty involved in student government, so I'll find out through stuff during USGA meetings.
I find out usually by social media or by people, hence why Austin as well. So, yeah, mainly that.
Yeah, definitely fair enough. When do you hear about events? What usually makes you decide whether or not to go and why?
Me, I mostly go to events. That's a good question. I do go a lot to a lot of events. What I see that pulls most students in is if there's like an incentive to go, like if there's food or if there's games or if the event is really associated with something going on. Like there are a lot of events with the Affinity Months, but there are also a lot of events with things happening in the world right now. So those usually get a lot of people to go.
I usually, I see it on social media and I'm like, depends on if I have an interest in it in my career choices or anything like that I deem fun. So I just head to them and see if I like them or not.
Yeah. Do you feel connected to what's happening on campus right now or a little out of the loop, and why?
I do feel connected to what's going on campus. I'm involved in some of the planning of a lot of the events going on, and I do know we have a lot of people working really hard on marketing these events. But always there's room for improvement. We have a lot of talks about increasing communication with department events, but also with student-led events and RSOs. So I do feel connected, but also I know there's always room for improvement.
I was out of the loop for like 1 to 2 years. I decided to join like an esports, try it out. I joined a frat, tried it out. It's just like I fell out of the loop, but I'm back into the loop, so it feels better now. So.
Yeah, that's good. And last question, what kinds of events do you actually like going to, and what would convince you to check out something new or different?
I really like senator events. The senators, they're the Undergraduate Student Government Association
You used
senators.
to be a senator too.
I did used to be a senator. They work really hard throughout the week planning events that are specific to their populations, and that makes these events very specific and also very educational, but also pretty fun. They get a lot of information, they gather data, what's going on. So I think those are the events I really enjoy going to, and I think everyone should go to.
I think I want to go more, especially like career choices and like criminal justice events. So I was planning on going to one of those or doing rugby or ultimate frisbee, which he brought up to me for rugby. So it's just trying new things.
Fair enough, and thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, how do you usually find out about events on campus, and what method usually gets your attention the most?
Usually either social media or Charger Connection, I think I would use the most.
Yeah, absolutely. When you hear about these events, what makes you decide you want to go or you don't want to go?
If there's free stuff, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's fun, if it's something I'm into, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and do you feel connected to what's happening on campus or disconnected?
I feel pretty connected. I do host events. I'm an APM in Bergami, so I feel pretty in the loop about events.
Absolutely. And what kind of events do you usually like going to, and what would convince you to check out something new?
I like going to the self-care events. I like going to I go to all the involvement fairs. I think that's super fun. Yeah.
Nice. And what have been some of your favorite events that you've experienced in your time at UNH?
My favorite events? There was one that was tea and journaling, and I was really into that for some reason. I just like that.
I love that. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
So, how do you usually find out about events that go on campus, and what method gets your attention the most?
I usually go on my emails and the Charger thing that lists out all of them. And if I don't really see them, then I go on my Charger and figure it out. And then usually when I check it, I look at the events, and then if it interests me, I just go to them.
It's a good strategy. When you do hear about the events, what makes you decide whether you go or not?
I don't know. I usually like click on it and then see like the description, and if it like interests me and I have the time for it, and I'm usually on campus, so if I usually want to go there, I just go to it.
All right. Do you feel connected to what's been going on campus, or do you feel disconnected, maybe out of the loop?
I don't know. I usually feel connected. You know, I usually like go to some of them. I like chill in the commuter lounge sometimes when I'm like free. Yeah.
That's nice. What kind of events do you like going to, and what would maybe convince you to check out something new?
I usually go to the events where like I can get like a shirt or something, or if there's like food. Yeah, I usually go to those events.
Merch, yeah.
Yeah.
What would convince you to check out something new, though?
I don't know. It'd probably have to have something like unique to it. I'm trying to think like what it'd be, but if it has like something cool, or if it's like get to know new people, yeah, something like that.
We have a bonus question for you.
Oh, what is it?
So, to the events you've been to, what have been some of your favorites, and what did you like about them?
I think one of our favorite ones was by the quad when I was making tie-dye shirts. I think that's one of my favorite ones.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on Season 2, Episode number 9 of Chatting with Chargers. I'm your host and producer, Thomas Maynard, here with my co-host and event coordinator,
Adam Relkin.
New full-time host,
Rob Dillman.
And the guest host,
Abbi Mancarella.
New episodes every Friday at 12 p.m. right here on YouTube. And if you want to see us every day in your Instagram feed, you can check us out on Instagram at Chatting with Chargers, daily posts every single day. So with that being said, we'll see you next week, everybody.